Okay, my bold and the beautiful fans, we got to talk about today's episode. Thomas warns Douglas once again to keep quiet about that app. The Logans wallow in their sorrows as the Forresters celebrate the engagement of Ridge and Taylor. Welcome back to CBS Soap Dish Recap, where we recap everything CBS soaps, both the young and the restless, and the bold and the beautiful. This is your bold and the beautiful recap for November 15th. And without any further ado, let's talk about what happened in LA today. Okay, so we start out over at Forrester Creations, where we see both Ridge and Taylor are rushing Steffi to get off that phone because they have shocking news. And here's what happens.
So strange. Are you ready? Ready for what? Yes. Yes. Yes.
Are you really ready?
And surprisingly, your mother said yes.
Yes, so they tell Steffi that they're engaged. Ridge smiles as Steffi takes in this ring and look at the two of them embracing. Steffi can't believe it. Ridge says, "Believe it, your mom and I are getting married." And then Eric and his new gal pal Donna appear and learn what's what. Donna is not happy. She doesn't look happy at all, while Eric just looks stumped. Taylor flashes that big old rock and gives a breathy laugh. Now, Donna and Eric both ask, "What about Brooke?" Okay, what about Brooke? Ridge says nothing and stares. Now, Eric obviously knows that his son knows what he wants, and he congratulates the both of them. Taylor calls it a shock to her, too, and she knows he's a Brooke and Ridge fan, but this has to be hard for him. Now, over at Eric's, Thomas is asking Douglas to come to work with him. He was like, whatever. Now, Thomas hopes he's not going to sit around and sulk all day, but he can't stop thinking about what he did to Grandma Brooke, and that was wrong. Now, speaking of Brooke, at Brooke's house, Brooke is telling her sister Katie all about her talk with Thomas and that it always seemed like he's hiding something. Now, Katie thinks he's been acting a little strange lately, too. Now, she doesn't blame Brooke for her stance, but thinks that it's made things worse for her and Ridge. Now, Brooke says that there's not much more that could make it worse since they've already signed annulment papers. He's just been so vague. That's weird. He's always been so direct. Now, Brooke doesn't think Ridge wants it to end, and she doesn't know how to give up on the love of her life. Now, back over at Forrester, Thomas and Douglas come strolling into Forrester, and Steffi is beaming. Taylor whips out her hand to show that big old rock, of course making a whiplash sound as she grins at Thomas. He was like, wow. And he says how happy they are together. Steffi asks how Douglas feels. He was like, it's cool, I guess. But he feels bad for Grandma Brooke. Now, Taylor kind of pushes out her lower lip. Thomas called his kid very empathetic. Donna, who is not happy, clearly, she decided that she want to take off and run tell Brooke. Eric says, to kind of soften the blow. Now, when Steffi asks Douglas once again if he's happy about the news, Thomas answers for him. Of course he is. Ooh. Now, Thomas takes his kid to sit down nearby, and Steffi get into all these wedding plans with her mom while Ridge goes to Eric. He admits he's not sure what to say, but he wants his son's happiness. And he also told him he can only decide what makes him happy or who. He adores Taylor. It's just that. And Ridge knows. They both thought that, she was his happily ever after. And then Steffi asked, when is the big day? And she rocked to hear that it's actually tomorrow. And they were like, hey, we're not getting any younger. Now, Taylor wants her daughter to stand up for her as the matron of honor. Douglas is watching the exchange, looking sad. Ridge also now asks Thomas to be his best man, and Thomas is thrilled, and he agrees. He thought his dad was going to ask him to make him a new suit because he said the one he had was bland. Thomas then goes back to Douglas and tells him to watch how happy everyone is, and it's a good thing and the right thing for their family and their future. And he can't say anything about that app. So over at Brooke's home, Donna arrives, and her sister can clearly see that she is not happy at all. Now, Donna admits she just came from Forrester, and Ridge and Taylor has just announced their engagement. And Brooke was floored by this news. He must have had intentions of marrying Taylor already, is what she thought. And she thought she had time to kind of turn everything around. Now, her sisters actually think that she does. Why would you want to do that? However, Katie says it's worth fighting for. Brooke's not sure that how she can. She doesn't get why any of this is happening, and her sister comfort her with hugs. All I got to say is, Brooke, listen to me. If a man runs off to Aspen without telling you, sleeps with his ex, and then give you annulment papers, and in less than a week marry that same ex, I think that's your cue to move on, and maybe you better find somebody else, because a guy that does something like that, yeah, it's not a good thing, and you need to move on to something different. Okay, so there you have it, short and sweet and to the point. That is your bold and a beautiful recap for Tuesday, November 15th, 2022. If you haven't checked out the Young and the Restless recap also for today, it has been uploaded to the channel. And until the next video, like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you soon. Bye.